That's London, Ontario's Nikki W. with Don't Take Me Home Tonight. That's from her debut EP, Sad Generation. It is 8:15. I recently noticed that E! Online published a list of saddest moments in Disney films. And you might guess the usual suspects: Bambi, Old Yeller, Toy Story 2, Up. Some of those made our list of emails. And there are plenty of other sites that weigh in on the topic as well. So that got us thinking, what are the saddest moments in film? Any film. And what is it about crying through those 5 hanky scenes that is so satisfying? Why do we put ourselves through it? We put those questions to our film critic, Tom Ernst, and he's gone through all the tearjerkers that he's seen, and he's come up with a list of top 5 that he can recommend if you need a good cry. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
We were just talking before the news about the fact that I seem to be getting more sad movie recommendations than when I put a call out for comedies. And you were saying that is something profound, right? That affects us within us, and we seem to hold on to those sad moments.
That's my experience. And then when I looked into what psychologists and other people had to say who actually studied this, it's now become a study. And that's what they're finding. It's more than just being cathartic. We actually feel better afterwards.
Okay, because I was going to ask, I mean, it's one thing to watch a sad movie, and then you take it even further, and you are bawling your eyes out, right? I mean, you're just wailing. What I find interesting, though, is that you can get those moments even within a comedy, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a drama, but why a comedy and why even a children's film?
Well, I also think there's something about the technique of catching you by surprise and the unexpected element, too, that happens in a film or even in life. So when something, all of a sudden, you're going along this merry little route, and then all of a sudden something sad happens, it's even more profound because you have the contrast there.
Okay, so what do you think a scene has to have to be truly effective in producing that 5 hanky effect?
My first response to that is sincerity, but then I think, that's not always the case because we can be manipulated into this emotion. Now, sometimes those manipulations don't work as well as the ones that are very sincere within the plot and within the story. So I think there's several things, and it doesn't have to be the death of a beloved character. It could be the strength of a beloved character. It could be the turn of personalities of a character, someone who has been mean, then all of a sudden has seen the light and then decides to stand up for what is right and what is good. So I think any emotion that taps into our own personal emotions that we can relate to via our relationships or via our own personal experience has a lot to do with how we react to the film. So the scene has to be, I think, sincere to some point, manipulative in another area, but I really do think it relies on the individual viewer.
Okay, well, let's go through your list, and I better just, give this spoiler alert. I mean, we did ask you for saddest moments, so you obviously have to talk about them. And so, if people haven't seen the movie, sorry, we need to actually explain what these moments are. So let's get to your first pick.
Well, my first one is Rocky, and you're going to think it's going to be the final scene. This is an Oscar award-winning boxing movie. That ending brings on the fireworks, but for me, it's this scene where Burgess Meredith, who plays the coach, approaches Rocky to be his manager, now that Rocky is about to build a name for himself. But Rocky resents the years that